Welcome to my animal tour. I did want to go ahead and start off with my buddy here, Gizmo. He's my northern blue-tongued skink. He's captive bred here by breeder Debbie Mandingo. Next down here, I have my arboreal geckos. In this enclosure specifically is my gecko Echo. He's a flame Dalmatian crested gecko I got from the New England Reptile Expo a few years ago. He's a male. Over here I have a juvenile I actually got from Petco. It is not a crested gecko, it's actually a gargoyle gecko. I'm not sure where it is at the moment. It might be hiding back there in this ornament here, but it is a standard gargoyle gecko from Petco. Him specifically, or her actually, because I'm not sure of the gender yet, does have a deformed spine, I believe due to metabolic bone disease from not getting proper supplementation while at Petco. I am doing my best giving him regular supplements, but it doesn't look like the deformation's going away anytime soon. Then over here, I do have my Pac-Man frogs. This one specifically is my strawberry Pac-Man frog. If I can get this to focus. There we go. And he is about a year old now. Again, he's a strawberry and he is a male. His name is Kirby. Over here, I have my other male. He's a lot larger. His name is Kermit. Original, I know, but he was my first Pac-Man frog. Second reptile, pretty much, after Echo. I decided to get him last minute while I was at the expo. That's something I don't recommend, but I did know that Pac-Man frogs are very easy, and they are. If you're interested in a care video, I'm more than welcome to make one, but I'm sure there are plenty out there, and they are very easy to keep. But definitely not something to hold, more observe, but they are awesome pets. Then over here, I have a leopard gecko. I can grab him out for you guys. His name is Lucio. He's actually a Max Snow male leopard gecko. Here he is. He's about 2.5 years old. I also got him at the New England Reptile Expo, and I was told that he's actually an ex-breeder, so he is pretty old. He's a few years old, but I love him regardless, and he's super sweet. And their leopard geckos will never not be a great reptile to house. And then finally, alright, and the last reptile I actually have in my room is my male ball python Ka. He was actually an adoption that I got from a local Petco. He was given away by a woman who didn't want to care for him anymore. He's about 5 years old. He's right in here in this hide. He doesn't come out much, which is pretty much standard with ball pythons if you're given proper care. There's sit and wait predators, they do that in the wild. And he's pretty much only active closer to his feeding day at night. So I might see him strolling around at about 7 or 8 days, pretty much letting me know that he's looking for food and hungry, and that's when I usually feed him. But sometimes he's lazy and just doesn't move at all, and I'll just feed him anyways at about 8 or 9 days, and he'll eat. He personally hasn't missed a meal with me here in this setup, and he also hasn't had a bad shed, so I don't think I'll be changing anything soon. I do know that ball python husbandry is pretty much argued upon in the pet community on what's best, but I say do what's best and working for you and your animal, as long as you're having no issues and they're acting how they should. Then I don't think you should change anything about your setup. That said, though, I do plan on upgrading him some point in the future, just for me personally, because I want something more aesthetically pleasing than what he has right now. So that'll probably be in the works in the future, but for now, this is pretty much good for him. And then I will go ahead and show you my other animal, which is my gerbil. Alright, and lastly I have here my gerbil, Nar. I've had him for about a year. I got him from a local pet shop. He's super sweet. He's over here looking through his food. But yeah, and that's my gerbil. Alright, and here I have my axolotls. I have my wild axolotl. His name is Haku. This is his side of the tank. It is divided because Haku does have a tendency to bully Chi, which is over here. Chi's on this side. He is much smaller, and they just don't get along, unfortunately, so I do have to divide the tank. He is over here. I don't know if you can see him behind that grass. Let me see if I can get him on the side here. And yeah, he is a leucistic axolotl, but is also a GFP, which just means that if he was given the opportunity to be under black light, which I do occasionally, he will glow neon green under it, and that's pretty much just all that means. But that's pretty much all of my animals. I do have some inverts. I'm not sure if I'm going to include them in this video. If I do, it will be at the end, because I do know that spiders and such aren't people's favorite thing, so I'll put a disclaimer before it, but it will probably be at the end of this video, and I will go ahead and show you that next. So as just an overview, here I have my bugs. Not sure if you're able to read them, but I will get more in detail when I get the individual shots. Alright, so here's the first invert I keep. This is my trio of Madagascar hissing cockroaches. This is my male Keizo, and that is one of my females, and the other female is back here. After them, I have my Arizona blonde tarantula, Elise. I got her a few months ago at the Reptile Expo. She's eaten with me a couple times, but hasn't eaten the last week. I'm gonna go ahead and try again in a few days. After her, we have my Asian forest scorpion. I got this at the same time I got Elise at the Reptile Expo. It's back there in that cup. I believe it's probably asleep. I'm not going to wake it up. But it is back there and alive, rest assured. And then down here, we have my final animal that I actually got through rainbow mealworms. This is a vinegaroon. I highly recommend this pet bug. They're great eaters, super easy to take care of, as you can see. And you know, if you're just feeling like a scorpion is too much but want something that's pretty similar, this is my recommendation. And again, they are pretty easy. I have yet to handle it personally, but they are just great in terms of eating and things like that. And then over here, I'm not sure if I'll be able to get it on camera, but let me see if I can grab it for you. So here in this modified jar I have. Okay, so I was able to spot the little guy. He's right here in this burrow. Looks like he was making. I'm using my phone for light at the moment. It looks like he's going to burrow down into the substrate and make his tunnel. Looks like he started on the other side as well. Sometimes he's under the sleeve, but as you can see, he's in his burrow. And this is actually a Brachypelma albopilosum, or a curly-haired tarantula. So they are pretty awesome tarantulas to have, and I'm happy to have gotten a sling. So far he's molted with me once, which is why he's in this big cage, or sorry, container more. Alright, and those are all of the animals I am keeping at the moment. If you have any questions or concerns, please drop them in the comment box below, and I will do my very best to address. If you liked my video, please leave it a like, and if you want to see any future uploads from me, including enclosure cleanings, themed enclosures, and enclosure upgrades for my animals in future editions, please subscribe. I will do my very best to upload as often as I can and to keep you guys informed with what goes on. And I appreciate you guys for checking out my channel, and I hope to see you again sometime soon. Thank you.